I changed the time, man. I guess it still didn't work here. I don't know. Who knows? I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, and YouTube. How we doing, folks? It's Kelly, your certified holistic nutritionist, man. Let me get to it. Let me go live. Let's go live over here. Let's make sure the cameras is good. We're good. Man, how we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? Man, good Saturday afternoon, depends on where you're from. Afternoon, morning, you know what I mean? Evening, depends on where you are, right, in the world. How we doing, though? It's Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist. Shout out to y'all for coming into the live. We're going to talk about, you know what we talk about, all things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things any form of insulin resistance, high blood sugar. Man, we're going to nip that thing in the bud today. By the end of this live, folks, we're going to answer 3 questions. What is it? How does it work? How do we fix it when it breaks? Those are the 3 questions we're going to answer when it comes to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, all of that stuff. That's my promise to you, folks. So appreciate you joining the live. It's Kelly, man, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Right? But here's the thing. Wasn't always in Houston, Texas. Just been here 12 years, right? 12 years in Houston, Texas. But now it's time to move. 15 years in Texas altogether. 3 years in Austin, right? But now it's time to move. Be doing that at the end of the year, right? Moving to the ATL. So shout out to the ATL. So ATL, I'm coming. I'll be there. Be there in a little bit. Don't worry. We're coming. So how we doing, folks? It's Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, health coach. All right. Here to talk to you about defeating the villain. We know who the villain is. The villain is insulin resistance. The villain is type 2 diabetes. The villain is pre-diabetes. The villain is fatty liver. Man, I'm going to show you how to defeat that today. I told you, what are the 3 things that we're going to answer? 3 things that we're going to answer on this live. Number 1, what is it? Number 2, how does it work? And number 3, how do we fix it when it breaks? How do I fix my type 2? That's it. Those are the 3 things we're going to do, right? It depends. Unstoppable, and Garcia. It depends on how much work you're willing to put in. If you're willing to put in the work, you can't reverse the condition, right? Most people can't reverse it. 95% of people can't reverse it, right? But here's the thing: there's something that's standing in between you reversing it and how do you fix it? You know what I mean? There's something standing in between. And it's called the work. What work? Number 1, changing what you're eating. Ooh, a big one, right? Most thing that most people don't want to do is change what they're eating. So that's how there's several ways to fix it, but it starts with what you're eating. And then number 2 is how you're managing your stress. Oh, that's number 2. Number 3 is how you move in your body, right? How you move in your body. And then finally, how you're sleeping. Those 4 areas right there. Those 4 areas right there. Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, right? Especially eating. Those 4 areas right there will determine if you're going to be struggling with this condition or not, right? You transform your life around in those areas. That's where it starts. But it starts predominantly what you're eating, right? That's how I did it. That's how I reversed the condition, right? That's how I did it. That's how you're going to have to do it too. It's the most boring answer I can give you, but it's going to be your diet and it's going to be your exercise, right? It's a lifestyle change, right? So I can get up here and give you all the details, which I'm going to give you the details, man. We're going to talk all things insulin resistance, A1C. I'm going to give you all the details. But ultimately, it's always going to come back to this one thing. What is the input that you're putting in? So if you don't like the output, you're going to have to change the input. So that's what it's always going to come back to. Right? So it's always going to come back to. So do me a favor, folks. I'm sick right now. Yeah. Shout out to you, Unstoppable. Shout out to you. There's a couple of things. There's a lot of freebies. If you're just joining us, there's a lot of freebies on my page. There is a the ultimate veggie guide. It's a lot of freebies on my page. There is the master class you can register for. There's a lot of goodies on my page, right? There is quiz that you can take, but then there's the 14-day challenge, right? 14-day challenge is for those people who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, right? It's downright necessary. That's who I mean, they're ready for change. They're ready to start nipping type 2 diabetes in the bud, right? Because it can be reversed. Because if I reverse the condition, you can reverse the condition as well, right? 95% of people. You just got to be willing to do that work, right? That work, that's the thing that stands in people's way, right? A lot of people believe like, I gotta just take a magic pill. Just take this magic pill, and next thing you know, I reverse the condition. No. That's just managing the condition. No. That's just covering up the symptoms, right? That's just masking it, right? We ain't masking it. When you hang out with me, especially when people hang out with me in my 14-day challenge, we ain't just masking it, right? We're getting you some relief and we're getting you healthy at the same time, right? 14 days. Go ahead and check it out now. So yeah, it's linked in my bio, right? If you want to know more about it, it's linked in my bio. If you click here, you click on my picture again. If you want to join the challenge, right? Use the discount code. There's a discount code. Save 20% off that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Yeah. So do me a favor, folks. When you're coming into the room, beep off that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition, right? Struggling with prediabetes, struggling with, well, let's talk about insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the trunk. Think of insulin resistance, folks. You've probably heard of insulin resistance. Think of insulin resistance as the trunk of the tree. That's what it is, the trunk of the tree. And on the trunk of the tree, you got a whole bunch of stuff, right? So you got insulin resistance as the trunk, but then the tree branches, you got a whole bunch of other stuff. What are on the branches? Well, you've got erectile dysfunction is one of the branches. Prediabetes is one of the branches. Gestational diabetes is one of the branches. PCOS is one of the branches. Prediabetes, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. These are all the branches, right? These are all the branches. So yeah. So you fix the you fix the insulin resistance, right? Everything else comes back online, right? The inflammation starts to go down, right? All of that stuff starts to go down, right? The weight starts to come off, right? The energy starts to come back. If you got erectile dysfunction, you know what I mean? You start to come back online. You know what I'm talking about? Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what happens when you start reversing the insulin resistance. Your A1C goes down, right? Like I said, we're talking about, I think it says, what does it say? If your A1C is climbing, the challenge brings it down, right? People's A1C is climbing. People's A1C is at a 6.5, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Yeah. So that's what we're here to talk about today, folks. My name's Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, health coach. But like I said, I wasn't always a health coach, wasn't always a nutritionist. Because a few years ago, I was in the worst shape of my life. Type 2 diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy, all three. All three of those things, right? All three. But here's the thing. I don't have any of those conditions anymore. No more type 2 diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. The question is, how can you do it? I signed up for learn more. Yeah. Sign up for, yeah. Right. There's a lot of, if you've been to my page, there's a lot of goodies on my page. There is the ultimate veggie guide. There is I gotta put the PDF back on there, but there's a lot of freebies on my page, right? But the ultimate veggie guide, if you haven't gotten that one, go grab that one. But then the challenge, more information about that challenge is linked in my bio, right? It's 14 days, it's a 14-day blueprint. It's a blueprint designed by me. It's 14 days. It's a blueprint designed by me. Told you I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. I don't have any of those conditions anymore. All right, so I decided to do something about it. I decided to do what most people wouldn't dare to do, right? I decided to do what most people wouldn't dare to do. And what is it most people wouldn't dare to do? Most people won't dare to do to get outside of their comfort zone. Right? You don't see it in the showcase. It's not in the showcase, right? It's not in the showcase. All right, that's not in the showcase. Let me show you where it is. Show you where it is. So if you click here and then you click on my picture again, it's that link in my bio, not the showcase, right? It's right here. You see right here? Boom. This right here, that link, not the showcase. That link that says Linktree, and there it is right here. There's all the goodies right here. 14-day challenge, the ultimate veggie guide. If you ain't grabbed the ultimate veggie guide yet, go grab that. All right, it's my gift to you for joining your boys live. Right? Thank you for joining my live. It's Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist. But like I said before, I wasn't always a nutritionist, wasn't always a health coach. Here to answer all your questions. Any questions you got about what it takes to lower your A1C, what an A1C is, what is insulin resistance, what kind of food should we be eating, like anything that you got, especially when it comes to the nutrition, you holler at your boy, and I got you. All right? Any questions that you got? Okay, shout out to you, Unstoppable. So, all right, no questions in. All right, then do me a favor, folks. Beep out this screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition, right? So if there's nothing, you guys don't got any questions, man, we just gonna get right into it, right? We're gonna get right into it on what the hell is insulin resistance, right? What is an A1C? We're gonna get into it. Do me a favor, folks. Y'all want to talk about insulin resistance, or y'all want to talk about A1C, right? I know it's just 13 people in here, right? But throw it in the chat, right? Throw it in the chat. Do y'all want to talk insulin resistance, or do y'all want to talk A1C? Which one do you want to do? All right. Okay. Unstoppable. Did you find it? Did you find it unstoppable? Because we want to make sure you're unstoppable. You join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. By the end of those 14 days, you're gonna be unstoppable, right? You're gonna be unstoppable. So yeah, you found it. Okay, got it. So by the end of those 14 days, you do that 14-day challenge, you will be unstoppable, right? You want to join the challenge, more about it. Make sure you use that discount code, SAVE20. SAVE20 is the discount code, 20% off to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? It's gonna change your life. You got any of those conditions, right? Pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood sugar. You got any of those conditions, right? Or you got a high A1C. You want to bring it down naturally. All right, you want to bring it down naturally. You want to do something that actually works. Right? You got a real food challenge. It's a blueprint. Real food. You eat real food the way it's supposed to be eaten. Vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, aka beans. All right. What else? And leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, steak, eggs, fish. Right? You eat those foods in a certain way. You do that for 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, whew, you're gonna recognize it. All right, A1C. That's what y'all want to talk about. A1C. Let's get into it. I like to demonstrate on the board. Demonstrate on the board, right? Let me get to the board. But like I said, folks, my name's Kelly. You're a certified holistic nutritionist. But here's the thing. Like I told you before, I wasn't always a nutritionist. I wasn't always a health coach. A few years ago, man, let me show you. A few years ago, if you're new to my live, you've never heard of me before. A few years ago, man, handful of years ago, man, we're shaping my life, right? A1C was a 6.5, right? A1C is a 6.5. Oh, I took that picture, right? This was 2 weeks before my diagnosis, right? Type 2 diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. 2 weeks before my diagnosis, right there, I took that picture. I didn't even know, right? I knew my belly had gotten out of control, but I didn't know the other stuff. And then that's it. Look at that. Type 2 diabetes right here, high blood sugar, struggling with my weight, being obese, and having heart disease. All three, right? It's the hat trick, the triple whammy. You want that, right? You want the triple whammy. So check it out. Boom. Here it is. That was me a year later, right? Wearing the same clothes to let you know, hey, listen, if I can do it, why the hell can't you do it? You feel what I'm saying? You're no different than me. I'm no different than you, right? If I can do it, you can do it. So I went on a mission to first transform my own health. That was my mission. First transform my own health. Reverse diabetes, reverse the heart disease, all that stuff. That was my mission. 2021. I accomplished my mission. Now, 2022, and in 2022, when I started helping other people do the same thing, 2022, it's like 2021 was all about me. 2022, now it's all about you. 2023 is all about you. 2024 is all about you. 2025, and definitely now, 2026, it's all about you. And how can you do the same thing? The exact same thing that I did. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, right? To take reverse the condition, right? I know that sounds crazy. I probably lose a lot of people when I say that. Like probably my lives get boring when I tell people this, right? Because I say it over and over and over and over again, right? I probably bore you to sleep a lot of the times with it. But type 2 diabetes is a very, very reversible condition. It's a very, very reversible condition. You just got to be willing to do the work. You feel what I'm saying? You just got to be willing to do the work. If you're willing to do the work, I got you. I'm going to show you the way. All right, that's what I'm all about. Where do I find the 14-day challenge info? It's linked in my bio, right? It's linked in my bio. So if you click here and then you click on my picture again, it is going to take you to that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? It says link that says Linktree. It's linked in my bio. That's where you find out all the information about the challenge, right? But if you want to join that challenge, make sure you use that discount code. Save20. Save20 is the discount code. I think on the when you check out, it says what does it say? It says the discount code is the last one, right? Progress. Forget about that one. The new discount code is Save20. That's the new discount code. So A1C, that's what y'all want to talk about, right? I told you my A1C was a 6.5. 6.5 was my A1C. So let's get into it. Hemoglobin A1C. Any questions, right? Did I throw anybody when I talk about reversing type 2 diabetes? Does that like make people feel like uncomfortable and all that stuff? You know what I mean? Reversing insulin resistance. Let me know in the chat if that kind of makes you feel like icky inside because you never heard that before. Like, ew. Reversing type 2 diabetes. Like, no. Who says that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty comfortable with saying it because I know that it's possible. You feel what I'm saying? Is that bothering anybody? Put it. Let me know. Let me know how y'all feel, folks. Let me know. I want to gauge the room before we start letting loose on this thing. All right. That doesn't make anybody feel weaky or anything like that. You know what I mean? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Because sometimes I can get a little lax. You know what I mean? I can get a little lax. Sometimes sometimes I'm not politically correct. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just letting it all out. You know what I mean? But here it is. Hemoglobin A1C. Who's gone to the doctor before and got their hemoglobin A1C tested before? Put a me in the chat. This is a participation game, folks. You got your A1C tested before. Maybe they say, hey, listen, you got low iron. You know what I mean? You got low iron. It's why you're always tired. Or if you're always tired, put a me in the chat, folks. Put a me in the chat. What we think? Okay. Me. All right, here we go. Got one. Maybe maybe you said, hey, listen, you're tired, or maybe the doctor said you've got low iron, or maybe let's find out what hemoglobin really is. So hemo means iron and oxygen. That's what it means, iron and oxygen. So iron and oxygen, rich blood, that's what it means, needs to flow through every cell of your body. So that's what globin is. Globin means protein. So hemoglobin literally means iron and oxygen-rich blood being carried through every cell of your body. All right, protein, right? That means, what does that mean? In simple terms, it means the air that you breathe. Who thinks air is important? Put me in the chat. Put air in the chat. AIR. Put air in the chat if you think air is important, right? If you think breath is important, put it in the chat, folks. Put it in the chat. While you doing that, let me get some water. I'm gonna get some water while you doing that. Air, y'all. Oxygen, right? Who thinks oxygen is very, very important? Type 2 diabetes. Yes, if you have type 2 diabetes, that's what we're talking about, Lauren. That's what hemoglobin is. It's literally the oxygen that you breathe. The oxygen-rich red blood cells need to flow through every cell of your body. So basically, every time you take a breath. So I don't know about you, but breath sounds like very important stuff. I'm gonna tell you, if your hemoglobin's too low, right? Here's the thing, I'm not a doctor, it's not medical advice. If your hemoglobin is too low, here's what the doctors will do. They'll actually give you a blood transfusion. They'll give you a blood transfusion if your hemoglobin gets too low. Like, that's how important stuff is, folks. You feel what I'm saying? So, all right. So that's hemoglobin. And the word A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Over the past 2 to 3 months, how much sugar has been stuck to it? You're like, well, what kind of sugar are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about the sticky stuff, the sticky, nasty stuff. You know what I'm talking about, the sticky, nasty stuff. Gets all over your fingers, gets all sticky and nasty, that kind of stuff. Imagine just all that sticky stuff being all over your fingers, but imagine it being on every cell of your body, that same sticky stuff. That's called sugar. That is what's damaging your hemoglobin. What do you mean damaging? All right, here's what I mean by it. Your A1C can go anywhere between 4 and 30, right? 24 and 30%. Like, it can go as low as 4, as high as 30 in like some extreme cases. Like, yo, that is a lot, right? So it is the percent of sugar. So if you're comfortable with it, folks, my A1C got to a 6.5. If you're comfortable with it, folks, throw it in the chat, folks. Throw it in the chat. You're comfortable with your A1C, put it in the chat, folks. How you doing, folks? It's Kelly, your certified holistic nutritionist, health coach, right? But I wasn't always a health coach. Wasn't always a nutritionist. A few years ago, man, worst year of my life, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and being obese, the triple whammy. But here's the thing, I beat it. I beat all the conditions. Reversed all of this stuff. All right? That's what I did. That's what I'm showing you how to do today. But it starts with understanding what the hell is an A1C? What are we battling? What is this? What is the meaning of this number? So if you're comfortable with it, folks, throw your A1C in the chat. Okay, mine is a 5.3. Oh, amazing. 5.3, amazing. Fantastic. All right, any others? Any others? Okay, no worries. No worries. Maybe you're not comfortable with it. It's all good. But the point is, so whether your A1C is at a 5.3 or whether it's at a 5.9, okay, someone said a 10, all right, 6.4, all right, the numbers are coming in. Here we go. Here we go. The numbers are coming in. So whatever your number is, so whether it's at a like someone said a 10, whether it's at an 11 or 12 or 13 or 14, whatever. The higher the number is, it's just a percent. That's all it is. It's just a percent. So it's that percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. That's what it is. You're like, well, what does that mean? Well, hemoglobin is very, very important stuff, right? It's the oxygen that you breathe. And if you got sugar that's stuck to it, basically what it's doing is oxidizing it or causing it to age, right? So through a process called glycation. That's the fancy word. It's basically, glycation is a fancy way of saying you're aging a lot quicker than what you should be, right? Due to that sugar being stuck to your hemoglobin. Because once it's on there, you can't get it off, right? So it's just a percent. So that number can go anywhere between 5.7% to 6.4%. What does that mean? You go to the doctor, get your labs back, comes back, the percent of sugar that's stuck to your hemoglobin, 5.7 to 6.4. What does that mean, folks? What does that mean? Mine is a 6.1. How do you check your A1C? Use your official check, Coach Sway, about to go into the doctor, right? Go to the doctor, get your official test, but you can do some at-home stuff tests too, right? But you get your official test by going to the doctor, right? Tell them to pull you an A1C. That's how you get your official test, by getting your blood work done. But yeah, what does it mean? A1C 5.7 to a 6.4. What is the diagnosis, folks? Who can tell me? It's the participation game, folks. How you doing, folks? It's Kelly, your certified holistic nutritionist, man. I'm coming to y'all straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. Here to talk to you, man, all things A1C. Hemoglobin A1C. Reversing type 2 diabetes, like I did. I reversed type 2 diabetes. So I did a poll, right? I do a poll. This is a new thing I'm doing. I say reverse type 2 diabetes. Does that offend anybody? That offends anybody by me saying reversing type 2 diabetes? I can get pretty comfortable with that, saying that phrase. You know what I mean? Does that offend anybody? Let me know. If you're offended by me saying you can reverse type 2 diabetes, speak now or forever hold your peace. Yep. All right, that's it, folks. Pre-diabetes. That's what it means. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean to be a pre-diabetic? To be a pre-diabetic, what does that mean? Who can tell me what does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody know? What's your, like, if you were explaining it to a 5-year-old, what does it mean to be a pre-diabetic? All right. Matter of fact, all right, never mind. Let's forget about that one then. All right. Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Let's talk about that one real quick. Who can tell me what's the most important hormone in the body? What do you think? What do you think? Is it testosterone? Is it estrogen? Is it insulin? Is it glucagon? Is it the most important hormone in the body? Like the most important one. Right? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, but which one is the most important? Right? These are messengers. Right? This is hormones. They're messengers, chemical messengers. Which one is the most important chemical messenger? All right. Somebody said insulin. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it, yep. The most insulin. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. You're like, well, how do you know that? Well, I know that because if you ask a type 1 diabetic, how long can they go without their insulin? The answer is going to be not for very long, right? Because it's because they don't produce insulin, type 1 diabetics. So if you don't produce insulin, it's it's mandatory that you have that hormone. If you don't have it, you won't survive. So that's why they're insulin dependent, right? That's the difference between being insulin dependent versus insulin resistance, type 1 versus type 2 diabetes. You feel what I'm saying? Now we're talking about insulin being the most important hormone in the body. So pre-diabetes means that you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, but it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's what it means. Like, I don't know about you. That don't sound like a good thing, right? It don't sound like a good thing if you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, right? So that's what pre-diabetes means. It means that you're already insulin resistant. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. That's all it means. It's there. It's just it ain't come out of the shadows yet, right? It ain't come out of the basement yet. The monster's still in the basement. It's tamed right now. But all right, what happens when your A1C gets to a 6.5 or higher? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? 16, 17. What diagnosis is that? When it's 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like what diagnosis is that, folks? What we think? And do me a favor, folks, and be about that screen, double tap that screen, be about that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody you know struggling. They got, you know what I mean? Their A1C is climbing. You know what I mean? Their A1C is climbing. They want to bring it back down naturally. We're going to talk about it today. What is it? This is what we're going to talk about. What is it? How does it work? How do we fix it when it breaks? So we're talking about what is it right now, right? Then we're going to talk about how does it work. Then we're going to talk about how to fix it when it breaks. Yeah, diabetic, type 1 diabetes, type 1 diabetic, y'all. Shout out to you. Yep, diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, yeah, totally different ball game, right? But for my type 2 diabetics, we're talking about insulin resistance. So what does it mean to have diabetes? Who knows what that means? Like if you could put it in the simplest terms possible, who knows what it means to have diabetes? If you had to explain it to a 5-year-old in like maybe a sentence or so, in like the fewest words possible, like what would you say to the 5-year-old? How would you tell them, like, what is type 2 diabetes? Like, folks, like, what is it? What is the condition? What is it? Like, can you tell me? What do you think? And we're going to tie all this stuff together, right, folks? The hemoglobin A1C. We're going to tie it all together. Right? Well, how would you explain it to a 5-year-old? What do you think? Like, if maybe I don't know how long you've had the condition, right? Maybe you've had the condition. If you're comfortable with it, folks, put it in the chat. How long have you had insulin resistance, maybe pre-diabetes or maybe type 2 diabetes? Like, how long has it been, folks? How many years has it been? Maybe it's been a couple of months, a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? A couple of years, a couple of decades. Like, how long has it been, folks? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What's the challenge? The challenge is a nutrition challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint designed to get you out of this funk that you're in, right? It's a nutrition blueprint. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a blueprint designed by me, right? Designed by me. Over 500 people have joined this 14-day challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint for 14 days. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. At the end of those 14 days, people are taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6, right? From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. right? Janet, who's 80, she took her A1C from an 8 to a 6.5 after the challenge, right? And she's 80. You know what I'm saying? 80 years old, 14 days. Yeah. 1 year. Okay, here we go. 1 year, 2 years, 6 years. Doctor's appointment yesterday. I'm at a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5, right? Diabetes, right? You have too much sugar in your blood, your body won't release. Okay, Pam Jackson. Pam Jackson, that's a good one. What would you tell a five-year-old, right? Right? What would you tell a 5-year-old? Here's what I would tell a 5-year-old. I would tell a 5-year-old this. Type 2 diabetes is your body's inability to properly manage energy. That's what it is. It is your body's inability to properly manage energy. It's why mommy and daddy are always tired. Like whenever I come home from work, I'm always tired, right? Or I'm always, and I can't play football with you in the backyard. I can't play catch with you because all I want to do is take a nap because it's a disease of the energy, right? So that's why you're always hungry. And then why you're always tired, hungry, right? You're hungry because your body's like, give me nutrients. I need energy. And then you always get sugar cravings, right? Who gets sugar cravings? Put them in the chat. You always get sugar cravings. Why? It's because your body's like, yo, the quickest form of energy that I can get is from some sugar. Right? So that's what type 2 diabetes is, folks. It is your body's inability to properly manage energy. That's what it is. It's a disease of the energy. It's why you got those 3 things, and I don't even know you. I don't know you from nowhere, right? I already know you got those 3 things. Either you're tired, either you're hungry right now, or you got some sugar cravings right now. You feel what I'm saying? You're either one of those 3, or maybe you're all 3. Maybe you're all 3, and I don't even know you, right? I know how it goes because it's an energy disease. So that's what type 2 diabetes is, folks. So the higher the number is, that means, it most likely means the more insulin resistant you are. So what do we say insulin resistant insulin is? Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Trust me, you don't want to be resistant to the most important hormone in the body, right? So it is a percent. It is a percent of sugar that is stuck. See this right here, A1C, that has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Hemoglobin, what did we say hemoglobin was? Oh yeah, the life that you breathe. That's hemoglobin. That's hemoglobin, folks. That's it. That is a hemoglobin A1C. It's a very, very important marker. It's a very, very important marker. Here's how it goes, right? Higher A1C, less life expectancy, right? Your A1C starts to tip the flavor, starts to come back, right? Start to bring your A1C closer to like maybe a 5, kind of where it should be. About a 5, somewhere close to 5-ish, average around a 5-ish. You feel what I'm saying? Your life expectancy goes up. That's how it works, because hemoglobin is literally, I told you what it is. It's very, very important stuff. It's oxygen-rich red blood cells. You need it to breathe, right? It's breath that you breathe. So you can imagine that if you've got sugar stuck to it, it's glycating it, and it's causing your cells to rust a lot quicker, aka age a lot quicker than what you like. So this is why people, you know what I mean, like my sister passed away at the age of 55 years old, right? It's literally the sugar, because she had type 2 diabetes for 20 years. The sugar literally choked the life out of her, right? All of the sugar that was stuck to my sister's hemoglobin literally choked the life out of her, which is hemoglobin. That's why she passed away at the age of 55 in her sleep, right? 2 years ago. Right? That's what it does, right? It's coming from me as well. I told you my A1C got to a 6.5. It's coming from me as well. But here's the thing. You can reverse this whole process. You can. That's why people were joining my challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is why people have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, 7.1 to 5.7, right? 9.6 to, what was it? 9.6 to 6.6, like 3 points. You're like, how can you do that in 2 weeks? Why? It's because the food. You fix the food. Mine is mine goes between 5.2, 5.3, right now. Sometimes it's 5.2, sometimes it's 5.3, right? It stays in that area, right? Somewhere around there. That's what it is. So how do you fix it? This is why I introduced the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for this specific moment right here when it comes to fixing your hemoglobin, folks. So I just want to make sure that this is making sense to y'all. So if this is making sense, put a health yes in the chat, and we're going to talk about how to fix it right now. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all, folks. Health yes. What was it before? 6.5, right? 6.5 is what it got to before. In my picture, here it is, right? When I was here, health yes. Yeah, we got a lot of health yeses. When I was here, see that, folks? Both cameras. That was called type 2 diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. 6.5 A1C. It wasn't really the high blood sugar that was kicking my butt. It was the heart disease that was kicking my butt. You know what I mean? It was kicking my butt. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it all the way a buck with you, as the kids say. It was kicking my butt. So I decided, you know what? Man, for things to change, I'm going to have to change. So health, yes, that's making sense to y'all folks. So here's what I did. I figured out how to fix this thing using just the food. Because I said it's a disease of the energy, but it's also a disease of food, right? It's a nutrition disease. So if it's a nutrition disease, how do you fix it? Well, you fix it the same way that you got into it, and that's through your nutrition, folks. So that is why I created introducing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a 14-day blueprint designed by me, guy who had diabetes, had type 2 diabetes. I was obese, and I was had heart disease, all three. I decided, you know what, let's do something a little bit different. So a lot of people ask me, well, what did you do? What did you do? How did you do it? What did you do it? Okay. What I did is I put it all together in this blueprint. It is a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a simple blueprint. It's a simple blueprint. So we just eating real food, right? What are we eating? Vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, aka beans, and leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, steak, fish, eggs, things like that. But the leaner sources. Or we're just gonna eat the food in a certain way. You eat in a certain order. You eat the food in a certain order. You show up, you do the work. That's how it's designed. The program is designed. At the end of those 14 days, you're gonna look back and be like, yo, my whole world has changed. My whole world has changed. Right? How long would it take to get a healthy A1C from an 11? It depends on you, right? People who are doing this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, like I said, someone's taking theirs from a 9 point, what was it? The highest one was like a 9.6 to like a 6.5. 3 points, right? Someone's taking theirs from an 8 to a 6. 11, when it's high like that, yeah, it comes down a lot quicker, right? 14 days. Sounds crazy, sounds far-fetched. But you just got to realize what the disease is. It's a nutrition disease. You fix the nutrition disease. You fix that. You fix the nutrition. You fix that. You fix the condition. Like someone said, I got my type 2 diabetes through the medication. Yes, those are the rare cases, right? Where it's like steroids and all kinds of stuff. Some medication, I have a client now, the medication caused her to become a diabetic. And yeah, that is when it's a struggle right now, right? But 95%, but if it was caused by your diet and your lifestyle, right? If it wasn't caused by the medication, it was caused by your diet and lifestyle. Right? That's the same way that you fix it. You fix it the other way as well, right? But that's the same way you fix it, right? The challenge, $79 if you use the discount code. $79 if you use the discount code. Save 20. Save 20 is the discount code to join the challenge at 20% off, right? Save 20. You join the challenge at 20% off, right? It's 14 days. It's all scripted for you. All the groceries, what to eat, the how to eat, the structure, way to eat, everything. All you got to do is show up and do the work. Everything, all the guesswork's taken out of it for you. You just got to show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. Use the discount code save 20. That's the discount code. What if you're allergic to nuts? You don't have to do the nuts, right? That's just one of the healthy fat options. You don't have to do the nuts, right? If you're allergic to nuts, no, you don't have to do that, right? You got seeds, or if you're allergic to seeds too, hey. But there's a lot of variety in the challenge, right? There's a lot of variety. It's my own took mine from an 11 to a 6.6. Yup. On my own, took mine from an 11 to a 6.6, something like that. Yup. Shout out to you, Joanne, right? That's amazing, right? That's amazing. A1C 9.3 to a 6.3 with milk thistle and insulin. Oh, okay. Still working to get it down some more. Okay. I have the most difficult diabetes to manage. I'm type 1.5. Yeah, type 1.5 is no joke. You're right, Janelle. You're right. You're absolutely right. But still, the foundation is gonna have to fix that food, right? You're still gonna have to fix that food. You still gonna have to eat correctly, right? Because nutrition is a big part of it. Even though it's type 1.5, it's still gonna be a big part of it, right? So we still gotta get that dialed in. When we get that dialed in, I bet you it'll be less difficult to manage. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's gonna be easy, but I'm just saying it's gonna be less difficult to manage because you use the word difficult. Are you taking any diabetic meds? Here's the meds that I'm taking, and it's called maintaining my pace. It's lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas, right? You master those 4 areas of your lifestyle. Whoo, man, yeah. But in the challenge, all we're concentrating on is the 14 days, is in nutrition, right? Nutrition for your 14 days. We're gonna dial it all the way in, and then because here's the thing. Here's the thing I know about type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. It is a disease of the nutrition, mostly, predominantly, right? There's some rare cases, like we talked about, medication, but it's a disease of the nutrition. You fix the nutrition, case closed, right? I used to be an engineer, folks. So I told you, we're going to answer 3 questions. What is it? How does it work? How do we fix it when it breaks? How to just join. Let me see. How to just join. How do we get the book? It's not a book, right? It's a digital masterpiece, right? It's linked in my bio, right? It's linked in my bio. So if you want to know more about it, you want to join that challenge, you click here where it says Kelly Gilberry, and then you click on my picture again. Right, it's gonna take you to that 14 days. It's gonna take you to that page, my main page. It says link tree. If you click on that link tree, you'll see the 14-day challenge. You see the challenge, you check out, you use that discount code, save 20. But it's linked in my bio, right? There's a lot of goodies on my page as well, right? There's if you haven't joined us, folks, if you just joined us, folks, there's a master class, all types of stuff on the page. All types of stuff on the page. The ultimate veggie guide. If you have not grabbed the ultimate veggie guide, go grab it, right? Download it. You take it with you when you're at the supermarket. It's like, hey, what groceries did Kelly say? Yeah, those groceries. Just started Lantus injections, 10 milliliters. Okay, got it. 6.9 to 4.9 with no medication, just clean eating, sleep, and exercise, right? Isn't that boring, Jenny? That's the most boring answer you can give to people. But it's the truth, right? It's what you're gonna have to do. It's what you're gonna have to do. That's it. There's no way around it. I wish there was another way around it. I wish I can say, Kelly, I wish I could tell y'all, man, that like there was another way to do it. Like who wishes it was easy to reverse type 2 diabetes, right? Put a me in the chat. If you wish it was easy to reverse type 2 diabetes, put a me in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? If you wish that it was easy. If you wish that it was easy to be able to kick the medications and all that stuff, put a me in the chat. If you wish that it was easy. Right, case closed, fix the nutrition. That's it. You wish that it was, all right. A lot of people wish that it was easy, right? A lot of people wish that it was easy. The question is, we're going to have a real conversation. What's been the real struggle, folks? If you wish that it was easy, what would be the thing that would make it the easiest, right? To make it easier to fix this thing, what would be the easiest thing on it? What would you need to make it easy, right? What would make it easy, right? That's what I want to know. I'm still learning about it. That's what someone says. Yeah, me. Type 1.5 is an autoimmune driven. Yeah. Can't keep my weight. I have to eat several high protein meals a day. Yeah, type 1.5 is no joke. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's real. It's real. Yeah. That's why I don't specialize in type 1.5 or type 1, type 2 diabetes all day long, right? Type 1.5, yes. It's a different one. Yeah, you're right. It's an autoimmune condition. Yeah. That's it, Joanne. You put it in big letters. Change how you eat. Change how you eat. So it is easy. It is easy. It's simple, right? It's simple what you got to do. It's simple. You got to cut the crap, as I call it, and you got to replace it with real, whole, unprocessed foods. It's a nutrition disease. So it's the only way that you defeat it is through the nutrition, right? So that is your vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, right? All the stuff that we do in the challenge, all the meals that we're gonna be doing in the challenge, right? Clean eating. That's what you switch over to. You change the input. If you don't like the output, here's the thing. If you don't like the output, folks, guess what? You're gonna have to change the input. If you don't like the output, you're gonna have to, guess what? You're gonna have to change the input. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like the output you've been getting, let's get into it, folks. Let's get into it. The next one is insulin resistance. So we're good on hemoglobin, right? We're good on that. The next one is getting into insulin resistance. Now, I got some protesters out here, right? I got some protesters out here. There's been a lot of people. I don't know if y'all want to join this protest or not. Y'all got to tell me. There's been a lot of people out here who's been protesting insulin resistance in 2026. These people are protesting, saying that in 2026, we're getting rid of insulin resistance. They're protesting. You're like, what do you mean they're protesting? They're outside of the headquarters of insulin resistance right now, and they're protesting. Right? They're protesting. And they're saying, hell no. This is what they're saying. Hell no, insulin resistance, you gotta go. That's what they're saying. Hell no, insulin resistance, you gotta go. Right? These are the people who have joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. They're telling insulin resistance, hell no, you gotta freaking go. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying. It's about 500 people who have very, very small percentage of people. It's a lot of people, but a small percentage of people in the grand scheme of things. These are the people that are serious, right? These are the people that says, hey, whatever it is, show me. I said that I'm sick and tired of this condition. I'm sick and tired of it running my life. That's what you said, right? You said that you were sick and tired of it running your life. And so that's the problem that we're here to solve, right? Because I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar every single day. Like, I get it. Like, I get it, right? I get what it feels. I showed you my pictures. I get what it feels like to not be able to tie your shoe. Like, I get it. I get what it feels like to eat a meal and then you want to go to sleep right afterwards. I get it. Right? I get it. I had to stop drinking at the age of 41 because every time I have a drink, I couldn't even possibly get drunk. Right? No, 40. I couldn't even possibly get drunk if I wanted to because I go to sleep before I got drunk. Before I felt the buzz, I just be like, you know what? One beer, I'm sleeping. Time to go to bed. Don't let me be out and about. One beer, I'm done. Right? That's all insulin resistance. That's all insulin resistance. So I fixed the insulin resistance through my diet, through the foods that I was eating. Because here's the thing, the food is the medicine. I found out that the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. That's what I found out. And I went on a mission. Put it in a blueprint, created it, put it in the blueprint. It's called the 14-Day Blood Sugar Reset Challenge. You're ready to step outside of your comfort zone, but to have a simple process. It's simple because a lot of people are saying that they wish that it was easy to start reversing type 2 diabetes. That's what people said, right? They wish that it was easy. Right? I got a simple solution for you right here. Simple. 14 days. You show up, you do the work, you do it again that next day. For 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, I promise you, you ain't gonna recognize your life, you ain't gonna recognize. You damn sure ain't gonna recognize your blood sugar. You damn sure ain't gonna recognize your energy. Right? Very small percentage of people join this, that are fantastic few that says, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to start reversing this condition. If that's you, if you're one of the ones who are ready to start, like I told y'all before, I'm gonna be using that word a lot, reversing type 2 diabetes. So if that offends anybody, y'all let me know right now. Right? Y'all let your boy know right now if that offends anybody. Does that offend anybody? Right? Put it in the chat because I use that word freely, like reverse type 2 diabetes. Is that type 2 diabetes I'm talking about? That's the one that's reversible. Right? The other ones can be improved, right? But type 2 is the only one that you can reverse. You feel what I'm saying? Does that bother anybody? Me saying that. I'm not a big other temporary health issues causes me to take meds that fight against the diabetes. Thank you for saying that. Like I told you before, Joanne, insulin resistance is the trunk. Insulin resistance is the trunk of the tree. Right? All the other branches, all the other health concerns, all of the erectile dysfunctions and low testosterones and fatty liver and prediabetes and gestational diabetes and all of that stuff. Those are all the branches. Those are all the branches. That's it. That's it. Those are all the branches. You fix the insulin resistance, you fix the branches, right? Insulin resistance is the key pillar of all of that stuff. You get the insulin resistance, boom. It's because we're going to talk about right now, insulin resistance. Yeah. Plus, this costs lots of money on medication. Yeah, it does cost a lot of money on medication, right? My 14-day challenge is $79 if you use the discount code to save 20, right? You're going to save a lot more than 20, right? You do the challenge, you're going to save a lot more than 20. When people who have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, some of those people have been taken off their medications in 14 days, right? Sounds crazy, sounds far-fetched, sounds like, yeah, okay. They come on the live and they share their stories, right? Most amazing stories I've ever heard in my life. 14 days, right? Metformin, some people taking off insulin. People saying, this saved my life, right? Thank you. This could have saved my parents' life. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff that I get. It's 14 days. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You're going to look back and be like, yeah, it did cost a lot of money, but not no more. You know what I mean? Because you got to the root of it. That's a fight right there. Right? Let me see. Low, everything. I'm good. That's a fight right now. I'm good. Shout out to you. Like steroids make my A1C go up. Yes, they will, right? Steroids will, but they say I need to, the steroids help, right? Steroids will make your A1C go up, right? I got a client right now. She's a steroid shot like 15 months ago, and it's still causing her blood sugar to go wacky, right? So you really gotta talk to your doctor, right? I'm not your doctor, but like, yo, is there a different way, right? Is there a different way? I'm gonna always go back to the real food, right? You fix the food, man, you fix everything else. You fix the food, you fix everything else, right? That's my philosophy. I know that works because that's what I did. That's what all my clients do. That's what everybody does, right? That's the most boring answer that you can give. I can give people because a lot of people want my answer, I guess, to be more spectacular. Like, I don't know how else to give it to you, right? It is what it is. A lot of times when I go to the VA, here's the thing. A lot of times when I go to the VA, I used to be in the Navy. A lot of times I go to the VA, there's a lot of people there, and they found out like, hey, you reversed type 2 diabetes. You reversed it, right? So if you reversed it, how did you do it? Right? How did you do it? That's what a lot of people ask. The other veterans, they ask me that. They're excited at first until I tell them what it is I actually did, how I changed my food, how I cut out the crap, how I started eating real food. Right? That's what happened. That's what happened. And then when I tell them that, what they really got to do, instead of just medicating and trying to medicate it away, right? Those people check out so quickly. They're excited at first until I tell them, woo! You give me 2 weeks, man. You give me 2 weeks. We're gonna start. You can have a different conversation about with your doctor about that insulin. You know what I'm saying? You can have a different conversation with your doctor about that metformin in just 2 weeks. Right? That's the power of food. The food is the medicine is the food. So a lot of people say, I believe soon I won't have to take insulin. Yeah. Insulin resistance, folks. Here's the thing about insulin resistance. It's kind of like if you give someone who drinks a lot of alcohol, how do you get them drunk? Right? How do you get them drunk is you give them more alcohol. So it's the same thing when it comes to someone who's insulin resistant, right? If you're insulin resistant, The cells can't get the energy that they need, so we got to use more and more and more and more insulin to get that thing open, to open up that cell so that that energy can come in, right? Thank you, Joanne. So that that energy can come in, right? So let's get into it. Let's talk about the energy, folks. Let's talk about the energy. Let's talk about the foods that we're eating, folks. Let's get into it. Any questions about that? Any questions about that? But like I said, for the folks who are ready for change, for the folks who are ready for serious change, if you're ready to, like I said before, get outside of your comfort zone for a little bit. Just for a little bit, right? Not long. Not long. I got you. All the stuff that you want is still going to be, after the challenge, all the stuff's still going to be there that you want, right? Everything's still going to be there, right? But in 14 days, your life's going to change. And you're going to look back and be like, yo, should I go back to my old ways or should I stay the same? You feel what I'm saying? Thank you. So, all right, let's get into it. Oh, before we get into it, 14-day challenge, use that discount code. The live discount code, SAVE20, right? Which somebody just did. Shout out to them for joining that challenge. Shout out to them for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. I'm telling you, your life's never going to be the same. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. Check your email. You got a text message, you got an email, right? If you're in the United States, you're going to get a text message. And if you're in another country, you're going to get an email, right? A series of emails. Log in, get to work, right? Log in. I'll see you in the community. Come in, say what's up. So that's the thing that you get, folks. You get content, coaching, and community, right? Content, coaching, and community when you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So come in, like I said, it's over almost 500 people have joined this challenge. Come in, introduce yourself in the community, say what's up. Shout out to you. Congratulations again for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, shout out to them because their life's never going to be the same. So let's get into it, folks. Let's get into what we're eating. What we're eating. Your fuel source, right? Yeah. It's what we're eating. Diesel fuel versus unleaded. Yeah. Who's confused on what to eat, folks? If you're confused on what to eat, put it in the chat, folks. Put it in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Like, yeah, I'm confused on what I should be eating. I'm confused, right? I'm confused. Put a me in the chat. What I'm supposed to be eating. Because you said that this is a disease it's a nutrition disease, right? You fix the nutrition, you fix the disease, right? That's what you've been saying, right? That's what I've been saying the whole time. You fix the nutrition, you fix the disease. Yeah, love this. Shout out to you, that Libra. We're going to get into it, that Libra. We're going to get into the food. What's the food? Put the food in the chat, right? So here's the name of the game when it comes to diesel fuel versus unleaded. I want you to determine what fuel category is it going to go in. We're going to go in the diesel fuel category or we're going to go in the unleaded category. You pull up to the gas station, you put diesel fuel into your car, man, your car is going to break down like a savage, right? Your car is not going to be no more good. It ain't going to be no more good. You put diesel fuel into your car, right? But what happens if you put unleaded into your car? It runs like a champ. But if you put diesel fuel into it, it's going to break down before it gets to the freaking light, right? You see what I did there? But if you put unleaded, man, it's going to run like a savage. So let's get into it. Diesel fuel versus unleaded. Your body works the exact same way. So over here on the diesel fuel side, I'm going to put cakes. And over here, I'm going to put things like leafy greens, right? Leafy greens. So this is the name of the game, folks. See, some folks are confused about what to eat. This is the name of the game, folks. It's either going to be on the diesel fuel side or it's going to be on the unleaded side. So, right, here's some examples of some leafy greens, right? I'm going to say like eggs, right? I mean, eggs and then leafy greens. This is the unleaded side. Over here, we got the diesel fuel side, right? Then we got soda, right? cakes and soda. Those are the things. So this is the name of the game, folks. You name out your food, and we're going to determine which category does it go in. Because folks always ask me, hey, well, what should I be eating? What should I be eating? I'm confused on what to eat. So name out your food, folks. There it is, pizza. You're going to find out which category does it go in. Pizza is definitely going to be one of your biggest diesel fuels that there is. Do I even have to say it, right? We already know that pizza is not great for you. We already know. Pizza is not great, especially when it comes to things like your blood sugar. You feel what I'm saying? Oatmeal. Oatmeal, you can have oatmeal, but it's going to have an asterisk, right? It's going to have an asterisk. Anything that's got an asterisk on it, you got to use it with caution. You ain't going to be waking up in the morning and eating oatmeal first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to do that. You're not going to do that. So oatmeal. Oatmeal, you got to be careful with it, right? Like I said, you got to be careful with it. All right, what else? Oh, grits. Oh, what should I? Oh, grits. Grits are going to be definitely over here on this side. Very low nutritional value, and it's going to prevent your blood sugar so high that you couldn't even imagine, right? And grits. Fruits, yeah, fruit. Yeah, fruit, right? But you're going to eat fruit as a dessert, right? Eat fruit as a dessert. And shout out to somebody else for joining that challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. I'm telling you, like, listen, I know you use the discount code SAVE20, right? Shout out to you. Your life's never going to be the same, right? Show up, do the work, do it again the next day. Everybody congratulate them. Shout out to them. I promise you, their life's never going to be the same. Check your email, check your text message. Show up, do the work. Come in the community, say what's up in the community. I'll be there, say what's up. Congratulations to you. One more time. One more time. Shout out to them for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? They're going to get themselves off of that blood sugar roller coaster. So shout out to them. Rice. Yeah, rice. See, here's the thing about rice, though. You got to be careful with the rice, too. You got to be careful with the rice. You got to be careful with the rice. Oh, folks, you want to join that challenge? You ready to step outside your comfort zone to a brand new life, right? When it comes to your blood sugar, you join that challenge as well. Use that discount code SAVE20, and it's linked in my bio, right? But it's only when you're ready. Only for those folks who are ready for serious change. Only for the folks who have gotten to the point where they said enough's enough. They've had enough, and they're ready to kick type 2 diabetes in the butt. You know what I mean? Insulin resistance in the butt. Let's get into it. Rice, beets. Okay, yeah, beets. Yeah, beets are good. Beets are amazing, right? Beets are amazing, especially for my athletes. Woo, pre-workout, beet juice. Woo, amazing. All right, beans. Ooh, superfood, right? Ooh, you know I love me some beans, right? Superfood. Man, let me circle that one, because that's a superfood. For type 2 diabetes, folks, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, if you got high blood sugar, beans are going to be your superfood, right? Because they're a resistant starch. They're a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. Let's see, potatoes. Yeah, we got potatoes. Potatoes. Woo, potatoes. Yup. Potatoes, same thing. Asterisks though, right? You gotta be careful with the potatoes. You ain't just waking up in the morning eating potatoes. Pasta. Pasta, I could put pasta on either side, right? But we're talking about traditional pasta. We're talking about for blood sugar control, right? Blood sugar control, we're talking pasta. Can you have some pasta? Yeah, you can have some pasta. You just gotta do it. You gotta be very, very careful with it when it comes to the pasta. I could easily put it over there, but there's so many different types of pasta. I'm gonna put it over there. But just be careful with the pasta, you know what I mean? Don't eat it on an empty stomach. Don't wake up in the morning and eat spaghetti for breakfast. That ain't good. Don't eat spaghetti for breakfast, folks. Potato, quinoa, ooh, good one. Quinoa. Quinoa. Ooh. Yeah, quinoa. Ice cream. Ooh, ice cream. Definitely ice cream, right? Ice cream, right? We're talking about getting to the root of it, right? We're talking about getting to the root of insulin resistance, right? It's about changing the input. This whole thing is about, folks. It's gonna be about changing the input. Here's what we're doing, folks. If you just joining us, my name is Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist. But here's the thing: wasn't always a nutritionist. For those who don't know me, wasn't always a health coach, man. A few years ago, worst shape of my life: diabetes, heart disease, obesity, all of that stuff, man. I beat it all. I beat it. It's done. Reversed it, right? Reversed it, right? Writing a book about it right now. It's called Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Coming out soon, right? Be on the lookout for that book. How to reverse type 2 diabetes naturally. The no-nonsense guide. Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Coming soon. So be on the lookout for that one, folks. Be on the lookout. But let's get back into the stuff. Ice cream. Yeah, we put ice cream already. Bread. Yeah, bread. You already know bread. But here's the thing, though. Can you have some bread from time to time? Yeah, you can have some bread from time to time. But we ain't eating bread every day like for a sandwich. So anything that I got an asterisk on, you got to be careful with it, right? Not saying that you can't have some bread. You just got to be, you know what I mean? Hey, the human body is a lot more resilient than an automobile, right? So you can put a little diesel fuel into the human body and it'll still operate well, right? It's just how much are you putting in there? You putting a lot of diesel fuel or you putting a little bit? You know what I mean? Lentils, yeah, lentils are gonna go in the beans family, right? So that's gonna go in the beans family. So lentils, yes. The legumes family, absolutely. What about sparkling water? Sparkling water, zero drinks, nah. Zero drinks. Zero drinks. Right? Sparkling water. I put sparkling water over here. Sparkling water. But here's the thing. We ain't having sparkling water like every single day. You want to have some sparkling water from time to time. Don't make it like, hey, what do you drink all day? Just sparkling water. No. I'm gonna put an asterisk on sparkling water. Can you have some? Yeah. But zero drinks? No. Artificial stuff. You want to stay away from those as much as you possibly can. Can you have some from time to time? Sure. But you ain't having no diet. Don't every day you got a diet Coke for breakfast, right? A diet or the energy drink for breakfast. Diet energy drinks for breakfast. You know what I mean? Zero sugar energy drinks. No. Don't start your day off with one of those. You feel what I'm saying? Fried food, right? Fried food. Somebody said fried food. Man, fried food. Okay. Splenda. Yup. Hello, everybody. What's up, TikTok Pam? Splenda, that's fake sugar. That's fake sugar, right? You don't want any of that fake stuff. Right? Anything else? What do people eat? What do people drink? You name it, folks. Put it in the chat. What do people eat? What do people drink? We're trying to get down to the bottom of it because we're talking about if you don't like the output, change the input, right? Because I don't know if y'all got anything else? Anything that people eat, drink, we put it on the board. But if not, we'll go into it. Oh, nuts.
No battery.
Nuts, that's a good one. All right. We got it. Here we go. We going. All right. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds, right? Anything else? Lunch meat. Yeah, good one. Lunch meat. Right? All the lunch meat. The bacons and the salamis, even the bacons and the salamis and all of that stuff, man. Like, y'all still missing a whole lot of stuff. Y'all missing a whole lot of stuff over here. Monk fruit. Yeah, monk fruit. Monk fruit. Yep, monk fruit. All right. Cheese, y'all. Cheese. Good one. Cheese. Y'all. Hamburger and steak. We'll say the hamburger, no. We're talking about leaner sources, right? Leaner sources of protein, because you already know with the hamburger, you're putting all the other stuff on there. Like, nah, with the burger, I'm gonna put a burger over here. Because we're going to Five Guys talking about, yeah, it's a burger. Like, nah, bro. Cheese is definitely gonna be diesel fuel. Protein pancakes. I'm not really a big fan of like the protein, but if you're talking about like putting protein powder in your pancakes, I would prefer to say you stay away from the pancakes, period. You know what I mean? But it's debatable, right? So you can go if you want to go, because they're still highly processed, right? They're still highly processed, right? But I'm just saying, you gotta be with an asterisk, right? Prefer you not have those, but you can have some from time to time, right? Let's see, fish. All right, we got seafood, right? Seafood. Did I put seafood? No, I didn't put seafood already. Seafood. Yup. Stevia. Yup. Stevia. Yup. It's gonna be right next to the monk fruit, right? So stevia. Stevia. That's a good one. Protein pasta made from chickpea. Yeah, if you want to do chickpea pasta, yeah, right. But still, look, it's still got an asterisk on it. Even if it is chickpea pasta, you ain't waking up in the morning and eating chickpea pasta in the morning. It's still processed at the end of the day, right? It's still processed. Chickpea pasta is different than a regular chickpea, right? Dates. Yeah, dates. Dates. Yeah, dates. But here's the thing, you gotta be careful with the dates, right? All right. It's, I'm gonna put it in the fruit category. Eat fruit, eat dates, eat your dates as a dessert, right? Eat the dates as a dessert. That's how you eat the dates, as a dessert. Super green drinks. Super green drinks. Are those the pre-made drinks? Are those the pre-made drinks you're talking about? Or are you just talking about you taking some super greens and you mixing the super greens yourself? Like which one? Which one we talking about, right? Let me get some water, folks. We're talking about, you just joined us, folks, diesel fuel versus unleaded, right? Which fuel source are you filling up on at the pump will determine if you want to start to, a lot of people say, hey, listen, I'm struggling with the high blood sugar, right? I'm struggling with the neuropathy. I wake up every day, I'm tired. I get a whole night of sleep and I'm tired, right? I get I'm always hungry. I always got to go to the bathroom. I always got sugar cravings. I got these black marks around my neck, right? I got the gout, you know what I mean? I got all this stuff. But here's the thing. A lot of people say that they want to get healthy. But here's the thing. A lot of people really don't want to get healthy. A lot of people just want relief. That's what people want. They just want relief. People can, be honest, folks. A lot of people will say, I want to be healthy, but they really don't want to do the work that's required. Because there's some work that's required to being healthy. No. That's not really what you don't really want that. What you really want is relief. You just want relief. That's all. That's it. So if it involves medication, if medication is the relief, you like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? If that's the easiest way, hell yeah. But that's temporary though, right? Medication is temporary, right? That's probably why, years go by and nothing really changes. It's just like, ultimately the condition just gets worse. You know what that means? That means that it wasn't the medication. That means that we're talking about type 2 diabetes. That means that it wasn't the medication. I'm not a doctor, it's not medical advice though. But I can tell you from a nutritional aspect, from me being a nutritionist, I can tell you from that I understand when I went back to nutrition school and became a holistic nutritionist, I understood what it means to use the food as the medicine, right? I understand when Hippocrates said the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. I understood what he was talking about, right? That's how I reversed my condition. I just changed from the diesel fuel to the unleaded. That's all I did. I found out the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. You flip your fuel source, right, which most people don't want to do. You just flip, when you think about when you go to the gas tank, instead of filling up on diesel fuel, instead you fill up on unleaded for a little while. Just for a little while. Just test it out, right? See what can happen. See what can happen if you change the input. Because that's the thing, folks. If you don't like the output, guess what? You're going to have to change the input. If you don't like the output that your engine is putting out, because you're filling up on diesel fuel the whole time, mostly, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to change the input. If you change the input, man, it changes the whole trajectory of your life. Just by changing the inputs. And what is the inputs? The food that you're eating. That's what we're doing in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're just changing the input. Eating these foods over here in a very specific way for 14 days. And at the end of those 14 days, right, in these 14 days, you're going to look back and be like, I'm telling you, all of this stuff that I've been going through, people who joined the challenge been having diabetes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? Someone who joined the other day, 20 years, right? 20 years. 30 years. Right? People have joined this challenge. People just like you, no different than you, who are struggling with all the same conditions that you're struggling with, that I struggle with, all of that stuff. Right? Someone said, I want to get healthy, but I also want to eat fun food, and it's all on the diesel, right? Here's the thing, Brenda. Here's the thing. Comfort and reversing and getting healthy cannot coexist, right? Eating all the foods that you want to eat that are on this side, right? It's comfort zone. That's comfort zone food. And you're right, Brenda. It's a beautiful place. It is a beautiful place. I ain't gonna lie. The fun foods, like you said, comfort zone is a beautiful place. But the only thing that grows there is regret. It's a beautiful place. I love it. I used to love it. The diesel fuel side and the comfort zone side. Woo! The fun food side, as you say. I loved it. But as a result of that input, you want to know what the output I got? At the age of 41, type 2 diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. Right? That's what happened. So yeah, you can do the fun foods. It's fun. Comfort zone, beautiful place. Only thing that grows there is regret. I'm telling you. Remember that one. Right? Right? Now, what are we doing in this 14 days? It's 14 days, right? It's 14 days. 14 days is going to change your life, Brenda. 14 days. It's going to change your life. And at the end of those 14 days, you're going to be stuck with a dilemma. You're going to say, damn, Kelly had me eating for 14 days in a 14-day challenge. Damn, Kelly had me eating all this food over here, all of these foods, but in a very specific way. And now all of a sudden my numbers are looking good. My energy's coming back. Like, I'm feeling fresher. I'm waking up. I don't have any brain fog anymore. Right? The gout's going away. The inflammation's going away. That's what's going to happen in 14 days. And then you're going to look back and be like, damn, I'm at a dilemma. Should I go back to the fun food? or should I keep this train going? Right? That's going to be a real dilemma, Brenda. And you join this 14-day challenge, I'm telling you, you do that, and I cannot wait for you to get to that dilemma. Right? That's how you think about the fun foods, right? Just for 14 days. The fun foods will still be there in 14 days, I promise you. If you want to step outside of your comfort zone, just for a little bit, right? You can always go back to it at day 15. You can always go back to your comfort zone, right? You can always go back to the fun foods. They'll always be there. But if you join this challenge and you use that discount code SAVE20, you join the challenge for $79, that's going to change your life. It's going to be a real dilemma, right? A real dilemma. A real dilemma. My problem is that I have no way to store or cook to the store or no way to store or cook ingredients. Yeah, that's a tough one, Jess. That's a tough one, Jess. Right? Yeah. No way. Is Greek yogurt okay? No, it is not. Yogurt. Don't matter what kind of yogurt it is. It could be Greek yogurt, Italian yogurt, whatever kind of yogurt. It really don't matter, folks. Really don't matter. Type 2, 28 years. You're 28 years old, or you've had type 2 diabetes for 28 years. Which one is it, Emily? Which one is it? Where does chicken fall? It depends on the type of chicken that you're talking about. Fried chicken, no. But if you're talking about leaner sources of chicken, okay. Protein, right? Fried, if we go into Popeyes, no. We're getting Popeyes fried chicken, no. That's the difference. Thank you, Kobe, the Mexican Mamba 24. The Mexican Mamba. Wow. The Mexican Mamba. I love it. I use an air fryer. Yo, okay. Air fried chicken. Okay, got it. All right, air fried chicken. I should have put deep fried over here. You're right, deep fried chicken, right? Yeah. Stevia in the raw. Y'all, stevia in the stevia. We got stevia, right? We already got stevia over here. We got stevia, we got monk fruit. Those are the two unleaded sides. Right? And shout out to you for joining that challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. I promise you, I'm telling you, you show up, you do the work, your life is never going to be the same again. All right? Check your email, check your text messages. If you're in the United States, you're going to get a text message, right? Then you're going to get, if you're in another country, you're going to get emails. You're going to get emails in the United States too, but you won't get the text if you're in another country, right? But if you're in the United States, you're going to get a text message, right? And log in, get to work. Shout out to you for doing that challenge, right? I'll see you on the inside, right? Shout out to you. Everybody, shout out to them. Congratulate them for doing that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, shout out to them. Shout out to them. Good energy teacher has God bless him. Shout out to you, Kobe. Y'all, KFC, fried chicken, right? Fried chicken. Nope. Folks, if you want to join that challenge, like someone just did, if you want to join that challenge, your next steps are going to be simple. Join that challenge, right? Step outside of your comfort zone for a little bit. Follow the simple plan. It's a simple plan, right? Just follow it for 14 days. And at the end of those 14 days, you're going to look back and be like, listen, this ain't my blood sugar. I feel like I jump bodies with Tom Hanks and Big. You know what I mean? You know when you jump bodies? Because that's what it is. That's what type 2 diabetes is a disease of the energy. You fix the energy, you fix the condition, folks. All right? You fix the food, you fix the energy, you fix that, everything, right? My son ended up with stage renal, and I'm looking for ways of improve his health. I'm whole food plant based. Yeah, shout out to your son. Shout out to your son. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? This is what we're talking about. We're talking about food, right? Food right here, right? Can't you share the link in the chat? I can't share the link. Once I get, you know what? Let me see. How do I do that in the chat? I don't know how to share a link in the chat, but it's linked in my bio though, right? So if you click here, you click on my picture again, right? You click on my picture again, it will take you to that link in my page, right? It'll show you where it is. Show you where it is, folks. So if you click here, and then you click on my picture again, yeah, food is the medicine, DK. So if you click here, click on my picture again, it will take you to this link, right? You can probably still hear me talking right now. You hear me talking right now? Oh, you still hear me talking? There it is. Click on that link. There it is. Same thing on my other socials as well. You click that link in my description. It's going to take you right here. So there's all the goodies, folks. If you just joined my live, folks, you've never joined my live before, you just joined my live, folks. Here it is right here. The ultimate veggie guide right here. Oh, absolutely free. That's it. That's what you get for joining my live. Appreciate you joining your boys live. But here's the big one right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? The veggie guide is free. Thank you for joining the live, right? There's a lot of freebies as well. There's a master class. There's all kinds of stuff. It's Disney World. But this one is for my folks who are ready for serious change. For my folks who've gotten to the point where they said, when it comes to defeating insulin resistance, they said, change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. And these are the people, like a few people today have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? It's a simple plan. It's a blueprint. So all you do is show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You've got insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, any form of insulin resistance. high blood sugar, all that stuff, A1C, right? Some people who have joined this challenge, taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Most incredible stories I've ever heard. Taking off of their medication, some of them. Most incredible stories I've ever heard. Right? They come on the live and they share their stories all the time. Incredible. This is the power of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because it's powered by real food. It's where you get all of that other stuff. All that stuff's there. But you got to be ready to take control of your blood sugar. All the stuff's free. All the stuff's on the page free. The only thing that I got to charge you for is the challenge. Because it's real people just like you getting real results in 14 days. If you are ready for it, if that's you, if you're ready, only if that's you though, you join this challenge. Your next steps are going to be simple. Just join this challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Right? Join the challenge, show up, do the work, do it again the next day, and start. Keyword is start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. All right, but if you use the discount code, normally $99, you use the discount code, save 20, save 20, that is the discount code, the live discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, 20% off, $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's how you join. Terry, you click here, you click on my picture again, all right? Click there, click on my picture again. Somebody we put the link in the chat. There's the link. The link's in the chat. My moderator put the link in the chat. Shout out to my moderator. Link is in the bio. But yeah, you copy that one, it'll quick copy and paste it, or click on it. It'll take you there, right? I don't know. Can you? Is that a clickable link in the chat? Moderator, is that a clickable link in the chat? I don't know if it is or not. We don't know. Yeah, all good. But anyway, copy and paste that one into your browser. It'll take you right there. It'll take you to all the goodies, right? So that's how you join, right? Or you can click there, or you can click that link in my bio, right? Use the discount code SAVE20, a live discount code SAVE20, right? My sons went from 14 to a 5.5 by eating real food. That's it, right? That's it. DKM shot, right? Most boring answer you can give someone. But that's it. Most boring answer you can give someone, but that's it. It's what you're gonna have to do. Right? It's what you're gonna have to do. So ultimately, it's what you're gonna have to do. You can try to dance around it, but at the end of the day, it's all gonna come back to the same thing. Right? What are you eating? And are you moving your body? What inputs are you putting in those specific 2 areas? That's what it's all gonna come back to, right? We can take all the medications and all of that stuff that we want, right? Until our face turns blue, like seriously. But if you don't get to these core pillars, especially the food that you're eating, man, switching from the diesel fuel to the unleaded fuel, man, it's gonna be a long uphill battle. But I'm here to tell you though, like, listen, you are willing to do the work, the necessary work that's required, right? You're willing to do that. You've heard the stories before. Who's heard the stories of people reversing type 2 diabetes? Put a me in the chat if you've ever heard a story, or maybe you've heard it, and maybe this is not maybe the first time you've heard this before. Maybe what I'm saying may be like a foreign language to y'all, right? But if you've heard it before, people saying that, I've heard people saying that they reverse type 2 diabetes. Like, put a me in the chat, folks. Put a me in the chat if you've heard that before. Yeah. No one's ever heard that. No one's ever heard that term before, reversing type 2 diabetes. Okay. All right. Now I know where we're starting. All right. You guys never heard that before. I get it. Why? You know what I mean? But if it's the first time you're hearing it, maybe let me pull this up. Folks, I'm gonna put a couple of names in here. Watch this. Here it is. Hold on. Let me see his books. Here it is. You guys see this book, folks? This book, like I said, you guys have never heard that term before. You guys have never heard that before, but I'm trying to tell you that there's doctors who are saying this term. The same term that you've never heard before, right? Reversing type 2 diabetes. You guys never heard that before. There's a doctor, there's many doctors, but here's one, Dr. Jason Fung. He wrote a book, says, to prevent the diabetes code, prevent and reverse type 2 diabetes naturally, right? Prevent and reverse type 2 diabetes naturally, right? Naturally. He's not the only one, right? That's a doctor. He's a doctor, right? He's a doctor. Here's another one. Watch this. Here we go. Here we go. Watch this. Here it is right here. Here's another one. This guy, Dr. Neil Bernard. Dr. Neil Bernard, doctor, keyword doctor, right, says reversing diabetes, the scientifically proven system for reversing diabetes without drugs. Right? For reversing diabetes without drugs. Doctor, right? There's many more I can pull up, like mad doctors. We'd be here all day, and I just pull up book after book after book after scientist after doctor scientists. I just pull up all day. But here's the thing, in 2026, I want y'all to know that. I want you to be like, you never heard that before. Like, I ain't never heard nobody. You can now say that I've heard and I've seen this guy, Kelly, he reversed type 2 diabetes himself. There's doctors writing books about it, and he did his naturally. He reversed it. So you can't do it, right? Just so we get off of this live today, for the folks who are on here, I want you to ever say again, I've never heard that term before. Right? Because a lot of people, that's shocking to me that a lot of people who's on this live right now has never heard of that. You know what I mean? That's crazy, right? Y'all, it's wild to me. What do you think about intermittent fasting? Well, what do you guys think about that? Don't forget, we'll talk about intermittent fasting. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about, is it possible? It is possible to reverse diabetes. My sister-in-law, A1C 12 now to 6.3, right? You can do that. Cut her stuff in half, right? What do y'all think about what I just said right there, that you can reverse type 2 diabetes? Does that scare people? I'm just trying to get a feel of the room, right? I'm just trying to gauge the room. Does it scare people when I say that? That you can reverse type 2 diabetes naturally? Right? I just want to gauge the room. Like, how do you feel when I say that? Does that make you feel a certain way? Like icky inside? Or like, I want to know. You know what I mean? Because I know everybody said they never heard of that before. Right? Nobody's ever heard of that before. So if I say it for the first time, it might make you feel icky inside. Like, what? All right. Good. All right. I just want to get a gauge, right? I want to get a gauge. Does intermittent fasting reverse diabetes? Not necessarily, right? Not if you're intermittent fasting, and it always comes back to the diet. Intermittent fasting can be used as a tool, right? Can be used as a tool. But you can't just be intermittent fasting and just eat whatever you want. Let's just say you intermittent fast, and then the next day, as soon as you finish your fast, you straight over to McDonald's and Burger King and all that. So you just start filling up on the diesel fuel side. You start filling up on that side. Fasting ain't gonna help then. But fasting used the correct way with the correct fuel source, yes. Fasting is an amazing tool, right? I'm back, MFers. Sounds too good to be true, right? Okay, Julie, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest, right? But there's doctors who are writing books about this. There's doctors who are writing books about this, Julie. I did it myself. Doctors who are writing books. There's multiple doctors in science. I can pull it up. It's not too good to be true. 95% of people. Let me show you mine. Look. It's not too good to be true. It is true. Because if I did it, damn it, you can do it. You see that? That's called doing it. I did it. If I reversed it, you can do it. 95% of people can. You just got to be willing to do the work. That's all. That's all. That's all that's standing between you and you reversing type 2 diabetes or not. Are you willing to do the work? That's as simple as the most basic way I can break it down for you. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it super, super real because that's what I do. I'm going to just keep it super, super real with you. That's the only thing that's standing between you and reversing. How dedicated are you to the process? You feel what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. There's doctors who are writing books about it. This is 2026. You know what I mean? There's multiple books. My book's coming out, Reversing Type 2 Diabetes, naturally. I reversed it, right? All of my clients have reversed it, right? Not all of them, but the ones who put in the work, let me say that, reversed it. Yeah. It ain't too good to be true. It is true. It is true. It is true. 95% of people can do it. That's what the stats say. It is true. So yeah. Let me see. What questions did I miss? So, oh yeah, I'm on my low glycemic diet. Dates increase A1C. Dates got a lot of sugar in it, right? If you're just having a smorgasbord with dates, like I eat dates, if you just having dates all day, every day on an empty stomach, yeah, right? The diet is the most important part, yeah. It sure is. Oats is good or not, right? Oats is good or not, right? Oats, okay to eat. Oh, oats, right over here. Boom, oats, boom. Boom, oats. There it is. Gotta have an asterisk on it though, right? Gotta have an asterisk on it. That means you gotta be careful with the oats. You gotta be careful with them, right? Oh, folks, right? If you just joined us, but we're getting ready to get out of here. We ain't got much longer left on this live. How much longer we got? 19 minutes. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, right? Change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. Your next steps are going to be simple. Just join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Which I created for you, for folks with insulin resistance, high blood sugar, A1C's out of control. It's called the reset. It's a nutrition blueprint. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. That diet is the most important part. I'm back. Yep. You show up, you do it. We change your diet for 14 days. Are you still gonna be eating good? Don't worry. You're still gonna be eating good. Don't worry. Still gonna be eating good. But we're just gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna change the input. At the end of those 14 days, you're gonna get a different output. All right? Sounds too good to be true, someone says. Here's it is. There's a lot of people who come on this live. A lot of people come on this live and they share their stories, the testimonials and all that stuff. People in the chat, all kinds of stuff, right? They come on the live and they share their story about what happened to them in the 14 days and then what happened to them beyond the 14 days, right? When they stuck with it, right? When they maybe kept going, or maybe they joined my other programs, right? Or maybe they just kept the thing going. Right? But are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? Nope. You ain't going to reverse it in 14 days. Nope. All right? No. But you're going to put it on notice. You're going to put it on notice. All right? Like I said, people say take their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Does that mean you reverse type 2 diabetes? No. 6 means you're still in the danger zone, right? You're still in the pre-diabetic range. That's what that means. But it means still got some work to do because it takes at least 3 months, right? At least 3 months of changing what you're eating, at least 3 months to see the overall picture, right? Change the input, get a different output. That thing will start to turn over. That's how it works. Okay, thanks. Steel cut oats. Oats are oats, right? Oats are going to be oats, right? So whether they're steel cut or whether they're the regular oats, no. On the oats. You can do the oats, but not on an empty stomach. Let me say that. You can do the oats, oatmeal, but not on an empty stomach, right? We ain't waking up in the morning eating oatmeal. It's a bad breakfast. That's a bad first breakfast, right? This is a lifestyle change, right? Yep. But here's the thing. I'm back. We talking about changing your lifestyle for 14 days. We ain't even talking about for like forever. We're talking about for 14 days. You're going to like the way you feel. I guarantee you. All right, you're gonna like the way you feel. I guarantee it. You've seen the commercial before with the Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. Woo! You're gonna need to like. I like the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it. All right. Who's got questions, folks? Who's got questions? Because now we're gonna get out of here. I told you when the questions stop, we get out of here. That means I fulfill my duty for the day, and y'all understand what it takes now. So, like I said before, what is it? How does it work? How do we fix it when it breaks? Those are the three things that we gotta accomplish, folks. What is it? How does it work? How do we fix it when it breaks? And I think that we've covered that. So we covered A1C. What is an A1C? We covered that, right? We covered what is it, right? What is it? How does it work? Right? How do you fix it? You fix it with the food. That's how you fix it. That's how you fix it. All right, folks, no questions left. So we'll end it on this then. We'll end it on this. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody today with me just freely throwing around the word reverse type 2 diabetes and showing you guys all of the doctors who were saying that, you know what I mean, you can reverse this thing. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody with my story about how I reversed it and how all my clients are reversing it. Right? Hopefully I didn't offend anybody with that, right? Because I told you I can. The reason I come off with it so freely and I just talk about it so freely and like, yo, I'm so comfortable saying that is because I know that it can be done. I know it can. For most people. Most people just don't want to do the work that's required. And so that's why I say it so freely. So again, I don't want to offend anybody. Do you have a nutritional guide online? Yes, it's called the 14-Day Blood Sugar Reset Challenge, right? It's called the 14-Day Blood Sugar Reset Challenge. It's linked in my bio. So if you click here, you click on my picture again, all right? It'll take you to that link in my bio. That link in my bio is where all the goodies are, all right? So all the goodies are. Yes. Is it bad to eat things like almonds all day, every day? Yes. As a snack, yes. But all day, every day, no. You don't want to do nothing all day, every day, right? All day, every day. We got a problem doing it all day, every day. You feel what I'm saying? I've listened to one researcher say that you can even reverse kidney damage but fixing diabetes. Yeah. But fixing diabetes. Yeah. What do you mean? It's hard to believe, right? A lot of people probably don't believe what I'm saying. I'm back. Yeah. A lot of people don't believe it. It's like, that's the most preposterous thing I ever heard anybody say. And I'll lose people on it. Like, reverse type 2 diabetes. Yeah, okay. Gone. They're like, you wacko, you nut job, reverse type 2 diabetes. They're like looking at me like I'm a nut job. You feel what I'm saying? That's the kind of looks I get when I tell people you can reverse type 2 diabetes. Because I've done it. And all of my clients, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have done it. People really look at me like I'm a freaking nut job when I do that. They look at me like, you know, when people look at you like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I can show them all the research and everything. Doctors who writing books about it, I show them my old medical record. They still won't believe it. Like, right? Because it's what we've been conditioned to believe. And you can change the whole fate you can change the whole fate, the trajectory of your health based on the input that you give it. It's called epigenetics, right? Epigenetics. It means above genetics. It means if your parents had type 2 diabetes, everybody in your family has it, everybody got it, got it, yeah. That means if you live the same lifestyle that they did and eat the same foods that they eat, guess what? You're going to get the same condition that they got. Just like my mother and I had. My mother had the same condition. She passed away from 2 months prior from the same condition that I just got diagnosed with 2 months later, right? So yeah, I get it. I get it when people say that it's genetics, right? Nah, yeah, it's somewhat. But you can control the genetics based on the food that you eat, based on the inputs that you give it. It's called epigenetics, right? Above genetics. That's why I was able to reverse the condition, even though I got diagnosed with it just like she did, but I was able to reverse it. I reversed the heart disease, right? Showed you the pictures. All right. So I know a thing or two about reversing type 2 diabetes, and I've helped countless other people do it over the years. You just got to change the input. You do that, tell me, man, sky's the limit. How do I get it? Is it free or what's the price? There's a lot of freebies on my page. But the challenge is the only one that I got to charge you for, because it's real people just like you. You know what I mean? Real people just like you getting real results in 14 days. All right. It's linked in my bio. So if you follow me here, I'll show you where it is, because we're getting ready to get out of here. So if you click on my picture and then you click on my picture again, right? You can click on my picture again. It is going to take you to the 14-day. It's going to take you to this page right here. It's linked in my bio right here. See that link right there? Boom, you press it. And there it is. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. There's a lot of goodies on the page too. Folks, this is like Disney World. It's like Disney World for, you know what I mean? It's Disney World for folks with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistant, gestational diabetes. It's Disney World. You feel what I'm saying? Disney World. You've been to Disney World. There's the ultimate veggie guide. If you haven't grabbed the ultimate veggie guide, oh my goodness. Go grab the ultimate veggie guide. Put that in your collection, the ultimate veggie guide. But the big one is right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is my folks who, like I talked about, they're ready for serious change. They've gotten to the point where they're tired of every doctor's visit feeling like bad news on repeat. Every doctor's visit feels like bad news on repeat. Right? For those people, 500 people, right? Here's the thing. If I talk to 99 people, here are the odds, right? If I talk to 99 people and I tell them that type 2 diabetes is reversible, and these are the actions that you got to take. Follow these actions right here, right? Script it all out for you. If I talk to 100 people, 99 of those people won't believe me. 99 of those people won't believe me. And only one will. One. Out of 99, out of 100. That's a big number. There's doctors, folks. Many doctors. I pulled up the book after the sciences, after this. You just got to do the work. That's it. That dream won't be coming. You won't wake up one day like, oh, no. You wake up one day like, yeah, I'm back. Like Maureen did, right? Maureen lost 60 pounds, right? In 60 pounds in 5 months, 60 pounds. She's had type 2 diabetes for 20 years. Had diabetes for 20 years. Had. So she joined that 14-day challenge and then went beyond the challenge, right? Hung out with me for a little while longer. Now, the doctor's taking off all her medicine, her Manjaros, all that stuff. The point is you just got to start. $79 to join that challenge. If you use the discount code to SAVE20. SAVE20 is the discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge at 20%. That's the live discount code. We're out of here. What are we out here? 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So the live discount code, SAVE20, to join the challenge at 20% off, folks. Right? Like someone did earlier, right? Well, quite a few folks did earlier. They joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And now, if they show up and do the work, give me 14 days. That's it. That's all it needs, 14 days. You give me 14 days. That's going to change your life. Right? It's going to change the whole trajectory. You just got to believe that it's going to happen. You just got to show up and do the work and do it again the next day. That's all you got to do. SAVE20. I subscribed for 3 months just now. Oh, the subscriber. Oh, you're talking about being a subscriber. I got you. Gotcha. That's different than joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? That's different. But shout out to you for being a subscriber. Shout out to you. Is that a show enough shirt? You damn right. Who's the master, right? Who is the master. You remember that part in the movie? Good evening, sir. Paco and fibroid. PCOS and fibroid. PCOS, same thing, right? PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, same thing. Insulin resistance of the ovaries. That's it. That's all it is. Right? You fix the same thing. How do you fix it? Right? Do you fix it with metformin? Do you fix PCOS with metformin? It's the same way. Do you fix it? Just like do you fix type 2 diabetes with metformin? No. You get down to the root of it. The root of it is the food. Right? That's the root of it. It's the food. You fix the food, you fix the condition. Right? So there's people who reverse PCOS as well, right? There's people who reverse PCOS. It's just insulin resistance of the ovaries. There's been people who joined the challenge, PCOS as well, right? Insulin resistance is insulin resistance. That's what we're tackling in the 14 days, right? These are the people that holding up their sign and saying, hell no, insulin resistance, you gotta go. These are my protesters, right? My protesters are like, hell no, insulin resistance, you gotta go, right? Those are the people who have joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Just food, that's it. Just food, Hope. That's it. Simple answer. Simple answer for a simple problem, right? People overcomplicate it, saying that you can't reverse type 2 diabetes. No, they overcomplicate it. It's not overcomplicated, right? It's just logical. It's logic, right? When you think of type 2 diabetes, you think logic. Logic, right? Logic says this. It is a disease of the nutrition. So if it's a nutrition disease, how do you fix the disease? You fix it through the same way that you got it, through the nutrition. That's how you fix it. That's how I fixed it. That's how everybody who comes on this live and they share their story, that's how they fixed it. Right? Simple answer. Simple answer for a simple problem. All you got to do is simply show up and do the work. Right? You eat these foods. Let me be your tour guide throughout this adventure for 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, you ain't gonna recognize yourself, right? So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, if it's clear, everything that we talked about is clear, folks. How to join the challenge, right? Don't use the discount code SAVE20 live discount code on what type 2 diabetes is, or is there any questions on that, right? Or you guys just listening, right? Because we get ready to get out of here, right? Told you when the questions in, I get out of here, right? I get out of here. So I'm sorry to bore y'all to death, folks, about this whole reversing type 2 diabetes thing. Right? I don't mean to bore you, you know what I mean? I don't mean to bore you. How do you get your 14-day challenge guide? By clicking that link in my bio, right? So if you click here and then you click on my picture again. You click on my picture again. So you click here. Click on my picture again, and like my picture's gonna be like right here in the middle somewhere, and then that's where you go. When do you go live again so I can hear you out again? I'm gonna be live again tomorrow, right? But when I end the live right now, just put that little notification thing on, right? I don't know what time tomorrow, but I'll be on time. I'll be on tomorrow, right? So hit that little buzzer, like when I get out of the live listing, get ready to end the live. Hit that little buzzer, and it'll tell you when I come on, right? It'll say, yeah. But here it is, folks. Very interesting. Shout out to you. Here it is. This is the 14-day challenge, right? It's linked in my bio. So if you click here, you click on my picture again, it'll take you to that link in my bio. Discount code is SAVE20. Here it is right here. Linked in my bio. Discount code SAVE20. Join the 14-day challenge. Normally $99. Join that challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20. That's the live discount code. See, there's my timer telling me to get out of here. It's the live discount code. You use that live discount code. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, 20% off. You got to join the community, right? Come in, say what's up, and get to work, right? You're going to get your password. You're going to get your login, and then come in, say what's up, and then get to work, right? You got your blueprint. You have your blueprint. All you got to do is get to work, right? You got some support there too, right? That's a support, whole community of folks just like you, right? Join the community, right? That's the 3 things that you get when you join the challenge: content, coaching, community. Those 3 things right there when you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? But again, there's choices in this world. We've got the choice. We've got the choice. Like I'm giving y'all the choice. I'm giving y'all the option, right? I'm offering it to you. I'm offering you a way out of this thing. Start getting out. You may not believe that it's a way out. You may not believe it. You may thinking, a lot of people think what I'm saying was the biggest bowl of hogwash they've ever heard. Right? And I get it. I get it, all right? I get it. Because that ain't what you heard. It's not what you heard. Yeah. I'm here to change the game, folks. We're changing the game. I'm here to tell you that type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition, right? I just want y'all to remember before we get out, and I'm gonna end the live with this. You want to use the food as the medicine, and the medicine is the food. Here's the thing. Jot this one down, folks. If you don't remember anything that I teach you from this live, just jot this last part down, and then we're gonna end the live on this one. When it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. My buzzer's going off. I'm gonna say that again, folks, just in case it's just like, what did he say? I said, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need.